Welcome to Forensic Friday,
where we examine the intersection of true crime, psychology, and the heart of being human in the middle of it all.
Oh my God, I love recording in person. It's so much better.
First time I really ever heard that sound. I was in college and I was at Starbucks with my friend Molly, and this kid and his mom were in front of us. And she was like, "Do you want one of the little applesauce squeezes?" And he was like, "Yes." And she goes, "What do we say?" And he goes, "Please." And I was like, "Yes, I am here for it."
Okay, so when I was working at Red Robin, I waited on this table, and I was the worst server. You know this of all time.
Yeah, and Preston. Preston was too.
I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was very apparent to everyone involved that I don't care. So I'm waiting on this table, and there's this little kid, and they were like, "Tell the lady what you want. Tell the lady what you want." And I get down like on her level, and I'm thinking she's going to whisper, and she yells in my face, "I want a corn dog and some Sprite." And I was like, "Good God," you know?
Okay.
Scared the bejesus out of me. And her parents just were like, "That's what she does." And I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Cool.
You're like, you could also teach her to do something different.
maybe we just dial it back a tiny bit, you know? Oh my gosh. Okay, Garrett, how are we?
Teach her something new.
We're good?
Are you
Okay.
recording? Oh, that's good.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, we are we are in person in Breckenridge at the conference.
Woohoo.
And Nat's scared to present.
Scared?
Not scared.
Scared is an overstatement.
Nervy? A little nervy.
Nervy.
I'm not.
I think you just made that up.
I'm not nervy, but I also am aware that we need to do a good job. It's gonna be great. Could be great.
I mean, I feel like it was half skill and half winging it last year.
I am literally cross-eyed, looking at the mic and looking at you. Are you seeing this?
I can only see one eye.
Well, the other one's looking at my nose. So, like, look at us. This is insane.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty normal right now.
I can't do it.
I think Janine took drugs.
Well, can I put this down? This is not going to work for me. I can't see her. It's giving two of her.
Just get into it. It'll be fine.
Just get into it? Cool.
Get into it.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight.
Can I just say, I love when Garrett just tells you to just do the thing.
I
It's
know.
hilarious.
I mean, I listen sometimes.
Yeah.
I give him like a win a day. You know, I feel like everybody needs a win a day.
Win a day.
You know, he's over there like nose flaring, trying not to laugh.
I think he gets more wins than one.
Probably. If anybody can talk to me that way, it's him.
It'd be.
Yeah, you get wins
Kinda.
too. Kinda. Yeah. I mean,
We're both thinking.
I'm trying to remember a time that you really sassed me. I feel like you tell me the truth, which I appreciate, and I
Yes.
tell you the truth.
Yes. We don't really sass each other.
No.
Except when I flipped you off last year at the conference.
I loved that. I have that picture
That's my sass.
printed out. I haven't framed it yet, but it's sitting on my vanity.
I love this for us.
And then I have this adorable picture Nat made me of me in gray, which makes me so happy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make it. I literally just framed it. And I used the word literally after Preston told me not to use it. Oops.
Hey, Preston, we literally appreciate your feedback.
Always.
Okay, so tonight, what we're going to do, because we only have a little bit of time before we have to get in the hot tub and practice our presentation. Nat doesn't want to get in the hot tub. This is happening. It's happening. We're meeting up with people. We have a hard stop.
Oh, gosh.
We are going to be talking tonight about the Aurora theater shooting.
Yes.
James Holmes. And so this is one of those things kind of similar to Columbine in other cases. Again, it's local to Colorado, but also national, international in terms of just being a huge thing that happened.
Yeah.
And it hits kind of close to home for me in particular because we lived in Aurora when this happened. And I woke up to a bajillion text messages from people.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Did you go to the movie? I'm like, first of all, if you know me, and I don't go to a midnight movie.
No.
I haven't done that since I was 18. And even then I was probably like, I have to get up in the morning, you know? But people were really concerned that maybe Garrett and I, this was before Mac, had gone to late movie.
Yeah.
And then a couple nights later, we went with some friends to that exact movie at a big theater that was one of the theaters that he'd cased out. And we're going to get into all of his planning, but he had cased out this really big theater.
Yeah.
And we went there at night, and I was really not okay. I was really freaked out. And I still don't enjoy movies like I used to.
Right.
So Nat's going to break down the whole case for you guys, and we have a lot we're going to talk about. But if you don't know what we're talking about,
Now you will.
now you will.
After today.
After tonight, you're going to know all the things.
I do remember it pretty vividly, just how scared everyone was. And
Well, and we
It's
had
just so
just moved to
scary.
Aurora in 2012. And there's
here's the
Aurora-
thing, though.
Aurora's
It's up and
huge.
coming.
It's up and coming. Also,
Everything in Colorado is up and coming.
Aurora's massive. So you can't really talk about one part of Aurora. Like all of
Right.
Aurora is not the same,
No, it's not.
But anyway.
But you say Aurora, and people are like, "Ooh,
Oh,
the ghetto."
yeah, which is funny coming from you.
I know. I do live a little bit in the ghetto.
I could live in Aurora.
To be fair, I do like my neighborhood.
You have a great neighborhood.
It's a fun neighborhood. It's really fun. Here's the thing.
It is fun. It looks like a used car lot.
That was
But
funny.
the people are so nice.
Yeah.
Unless they're throwing things at you, but otherwise, great.
that did happen. Oh
No,
my
I
gosh.
know.
Did I share that on the podcast?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, just a quick overview. We were
Yeah.
driving. I was very pregnant, and this psycho chick, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
going to use the word psycho,
It fits in this case, diagnostically.
threw something in my car. We
Yeah.
found out it was probably a rock.
Yeah.
And Preston goes, "Stop the car." And I was like, absolutely not. I am not stopping this car. I am 9 months pregnant, and someone just threw a rock in my car. I'm not stopping the car.
Preston's like, this sounds like a great time for a conversation. I'm going to go up and talk to them.
Yeah, and I'm like, this sounds like a great time to go home and call the police. I'm going to potentially go do that.
Yes.
Yes, and so then I kept driving because thank God I was driving. And we get out of the car. He walks down the street to approach this woman.
Oh, no.
She's on all types of things, substances,
Oh, I'm sure.
messing with her dress, threatening him. And so then I yelled down the street, "I'm just going to call the cops." Meanwhile, her husband walks right past me. The second I say that, he turns back around to get her.
He's like, I got to take her home.
Yes, he was like, "We don't need the cops called on us today."
It's past her bedtime. And we need to
Way
check her back in.
Way past her bedtime. Anyway.
Sorry, Gary coughed. Can't be helped. We're at 10,000 feet. We're doing the best we can.
We're doing the best
I'm
we
fighting
can.
for my life over here. All right, Nat, take us away.
The
Tell us
Aurora
all about it.
shooting happened on July 20th of 2012. The location was was Century 16 movie theater. So as we know, like all the movie theaters have numbers, right? Based on location.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure that the numbers are based on location. Is that right?
Oh.
Garrett? You're smart.
Garrett loves the on-demand fact
Usually the
checking.
number of screens in the theater.
Oh. No.
So on Armchair Expert, they fact check at the end. We're starting to fact check on the fly. I like this.
Is it really the amount of theaters in the...
He made that up.
I'm pretty sure.
He's making the same
I
face.
thought it was based on where the location is.
We'll follow up on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the number of screens is the...
He's making the same face he made when he told me that if you see a big spider, there's no other spiders around.
I always
That's a
think
lie.
if you kill a spider that it'll show them, hey, don't come near here.
That's not a thing.
I know
Put
it's
its head
not.
on a toothpick.
I want to
Be
do
like,
it.
go tell your friends.
Feels a little sketch.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, so in Aurora, Colorado, the film that was being shown, it was The Dark Knight Rises, which was the midnight premiere.
Right.
So the opening of the movie.
And it was a pretty dark film. Like we had
Super
been
dark,
warned that this
yes.
was going to be a pretty intense film.
I think I have seen it. I'm sure I've
It's
seen
pretty
it.
disturbing, actually. I mean, for a big blockbuster movie, it's a pretty disturbing movie.
Did it have the Joker in it? Mm-hmm. Who was playing the Joker at the time? Was it Heath Ledger? Was it Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you sure?
It's the movie that kind of killed Heath Ledger.
Okay, I didn't know if that was the one that killed him.
Did you put that on the air?
Yeah.
Ha!
He did that earlier with
Welcome to the podcast.
Okay, so the movie that killed Heath Ledger, for some reason I had it in my brain that he died. Not movie,
First of
I'm
all,
sorry.
The movie did not kill Heath Ledger.
It potentially created
Yes.
a mental health
Yes.
break.
Like Joaquin Phoenix in also the Joker?
Yeah, but he did the second Joker.
He did the second Joker, but there was a different movie that screwed him up.
I think it was the Joker.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is just kind of like that.
I think
You think he just showed up like that?
Here's the thing. Joaquin Phoenix, I feel like I always say his name wrong. His family, we should actually do a whole nother
We totally
podcast
should
on them.
put on the list.
Because their family has a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So I think he was already kind of like that, and he just like played the role really well.
I think you're right.
But okay, so so the movie that enhanced Heath Ledger's mental health issues and impact had a large impact on him. I for some reason had it in my head that he died way before that, but I'm probably thinking of something else. Oh, you know who I'm also thinking of because I love both of them?
Who?
Paul Walker.
Oh,
I loved Paul Walker.
Oh, what a dreamboat.
I know.
Anyway,
moving on.
the only person I would have surfed for ever. Paul Walker.
I agree with that. I don't even know if I would.
I think
I don't know if I would. Well, if he was in the water, I'd be like, all right.
You'd be like, if I die, I die happy.
or you can pull me out.
See?
You know? I'll get saved by Paul Walker any day.
100%.
As Janine said earlier, the shooter was James Holmes. He was 24 at the time. He sadly killed 12 people, injured 70, and it was one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. That's
and
nuts.
The first one I'm aware of in a movie theater.
Yes, I think that's true. Yes. So, guys, this one's a heavy one. Because Janine's going to also get into his psychology, which is like a whole nother.
Yeah, I had to read his weird little journal.
I believe it.
That was fun.
I believe it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But hard to read.
I know. I haven't really gone over that part.
Well, I have. So I know you're going to get in the specifics. I had a training just to give you a little bit of a backdrop of how I came to get so fascinated in this case. Because this case.
Oh, yeah.
Part of it was being in Aurora.
I do remember you having
Do you remember
this
me
training.
telling you this?
Yeah.
So I go to this training and it's law enforcement. I didn't realize it was law enforcement training. So I go in with my like anthropology flower notebook and my Stanley.
Yeah.
Okay, probably wearing pink because it's a day that ends in Y. And I go in and everybody has a gun and a badge. Everybody, the mayor's there. The DA during this case in 18th Judicial, Arapahoe County, was present and presented on this case. So some of the stuff that I have is from that.
Yeah, no, I love that.
I know. I took a million notes in my little
I would have
flower
gone
notebook.
to that training with you.
I know.
So the movie was showing in theater 9. So 9 out of 16.
9 out of 16, presumably.
Potentially. And the theater was full. It was a sold out showing.
Yes.
And there were around 400 people in there.
And weren't people wearing costumes and stuff?
Oh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You go to a midnight premiere, you go big.
Yeah, you're staying up till midnight.
Especially for a movie like that. Like the Harry Potter movies, the Batman movie, all those types of movies, people just go big.
It's a big event.
We went, well, you and I went to Wicked, the show. When I went to the movie,
so yeah.
I mean, I didn't. I think I wore my t-shirt, but people were in all green. People were in all pink.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, people go all out for these movies. So he entered the theater through the main entrance, just like everybody else, bought a regular ticket, and he sat in the front row and watched part of the movie. Okay.
Trailer.
Yes. At 12:05 a.m., he exits through the emergency exit door, props the door open using a plastic strap or like some wedge type of thing. Here's the thing. Even before this happened, if someone goes out the exit, the emergency exit, like that's down at the bottom of the theater, that's just sketchy.
Well, what I read is it's still sketchy, but he acted like he picked up a call. So he sat in the front row.
Oh, okay.
And he actually picked up a call. It was not a real call, obviously.
Right.
It said, "Hang on a second."
Yeah.
And went out the door. But still sketchy. Nobody goes out the back or front, however you want to look at it. Nobody goes out that door in a movie. I've never seen anybody leave that way into the parking lot.
No. So he goes to his car, puts on armor,
Ugh.
a gas mask, and grabs an AR-15 rifle, a 12-gauge shotgun, and a Glock 22 .40 caliber.
Yes. And, I mean, he literally protected everything. He had Kevlar over his nuts. He was not leaving anything to chance.
Oh, yeah, no. He put on full body armor.
Full body armor.
Full body. Well, and what's interesting, and this probably relates with his mental health stuff, he dyed his hair orange later and claimed to be the Joker.
That is a myth.
Oh, but his
That's a
hair
myth.
was orange.
It was.
Okay.
This is this weird. I'll get into it.
Okay.
No, but everyone thinks that. It's one of those things the
Right,
media
you're
ran
right.
with. And now it was in all the news stories. Like, you're not wrong.
Well, and also the
They all
Joker's
said that.
hair is green.
Right. But people immediately made that connection, and it's an
Yeah.
understandable connection.
Yeah, that's fair.
But his hair was like orangey red, like
Yes.
an obnoxious color.
Awful.
Yes.
Awful. I think, well, and again, you're going to get into this, but it just popped in my head. What's really sad is there was a lot of prevention that could have happened, and this wasn't his norm,
No.
from what I know. James re-enters through the emergency exit that he propped open, tossed 2 tear gas containers into the crowd.
Oh, geez.
Can you imagine?
That's my worst nightmare. I'd rather dodge a bullet than the tear gas. With my airway stuff,
Well, yeah,
that's terrifying.
but also, like, you can't see, you can't breathe.
well, no, and people thought initially
mean, I don't know.
when he comes in all of his gear, they think it's like a stunt that the theater's throwing.
Exactly. Yep. So they thought that this was all a stunt, and it was a part of the movie. Like, it was like a someone doing some acting. Then he opens fire into the audience, fires the shotgun first, then switches to the AR-15, and moves across the theater, firing at people just as they run. And at first, people didn't really, because it's dark. So a lot of people who obviously aren't getting hit are thinking this is a part of the movie
Sure.
at first, and then they realize that it's not, right? So obviously some tried to escape. I shouldn't say obviously. Some tried to escape through the side exits. They hid behind seats. The shooting lasted for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. The AR-15 jammed,
Thank God.
which, potentially reduced the lethality of this incident. Thoughts so far?
Well, I'm just thinking about all the choices that are made in those moments. So you're sitting with your family and you're thinking, what do we run? Do we not run? It's like there's no good answer. There were people who were killed trying to run, and there were people who were killed because they didn't run. And there were also a lot of, and this speaks to some of the heart in the case, but I mean, there were a lot of people protecting their family members.
I was just going to say, I mean, there's a few cases where people were jumping on top of their family members.
Absolutely. Which is probably what I would do, is hunker down with Mac. I don't know that I would run because you're going to get log jammed.
I would just be a body shield to my child.
Same.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
It's just terrifying, you know? The first 911 call was received within seconds of the shooting. So some people knew, oh shit, this is a real thing. Aurora PD responded in less than 90 seconds.
Incredible.
Less than 90 seconds.
The law enforcement in this case was incredible.
Yes. This is one of those cases that, and we always say this, I respect law enforcement. I respect law enforcement as a whole. There are individuals within law enforcement that are harder to have that respect for because of how they approach things. But this was one of those situations where they just really showed up well.
Well, and this is what we pay our taxes for.
Yeah.
This is why we should celebrate them always on some level.
Yeah.
Is I'm not the one running in and putting my life on the line when somebody's actively shooting people in a movie theater. There are people whose whole job it is to show up and do this.
Yep.
And they are fathers and sons and husbands and everything else. So I have the utmost respect for the people who showed up that night.
So James was found calmly standing by his car behind the theater, surrendered without resisting.
They didn't even know it was him at first.
No, I know.
Which is insane.
He told police he had booby booty. It's because I just cleaned too many booty diapers.
Booty trap.
Booty. Sorry. So he told the police that he had booby trapped his apartment, leading to a separate evacuation of his building. So scary. So scary. So the authorities found at his apartment 30 or more homemade explosive devices, trap wires, and gasoline containers. It took 2 days to safely disarm the setup. The intent was to distract or kill first responders while he carried out the theater shooting. This is the part that reminds me a little bit of the Columbine.
Yes. Yes.
Right, like the the planning.
Yes.
All of that.
So much planning. And I don't know if you're going to get into this, so just give me the eyeball if you are. The neighbor who heard the loud music that he was playing to try to kick that whole thing off had the wherewithal when they realized that the door would turn, like they could have opened the door, didn't, called police. So part of why that didn't go down is because there was some spidey sense going on with the neighbor. We talk about spidey sense all the time.
Yeah.
That actually prevented a pretty major catastrophe over there too.
Pretty incredible. I don't get into that. So that's great.
Okay, then do you remember, Nat, when they were trying to disarm the apartment? It was like there was a whole day thing.
Yes.
And we're watching the news and there's robots and things are going in windows.
Yes.
I mean, it was
no,
nuts.
it's nuts. Yeah.
They evacuated, I want to say, Gare, was it like a city block? They evacuated a huge
everything
area.
around him.
And these are big apartment complexes because he was studying at the University of Colorado Anschutz, which is a huge medical campus. It's University of Colorado Hospital. And there's a lot of really dense housing in there. And it's everybody who's in the program, doctors, nurses, all the healthcare workers.
Yep.
So there's a million people who live in there, and they evacuated everything.
Yep.
And they were doing all the robot things to try to handle that.
Yeah. No, again, they really handled this whole situation really well.
They did.
They really did. The next part that I get into is really the trial and sentencing. So this part, and this will lead into what you have for us, obviously. Yeah. So he pled not guilty by reason of insanity.
I'm going to get into why that didn't go well.
I know. I'm excited for that. And then a long and emotional and intense trial followed. So in 2015, he was found guilty on all 165 counts that he was being charged for, sentenced to 12 life terms plus 3,318 years without parole. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, he's in there.
Bye-bye, sir.
Forever.
Yep. He's now serving time in a federal prison that's outside of Colorado. I did not look up where he is.
That was an interesting thing when he was sentenced because there was a lot of speculation around where he would end up. And survey said probably not Colorado,
Yeah. Why do you think that is? What's your opinion?
I don't know. The prison system is what it is. There's a lot of reasons for why they do what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was specifically like a threat to him. However, I do know.
I think it is.
This affected.
Yep.
First of all, it affected our entire country, the entire world, in the sense that here's yet another place we can't go safely anymore.
Right.
Without thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've never been in a theater since, and I probably never will be the rest of my life that I don't think about it.
Yeah.
And even with all of that, then you had all of the trial stuff. This was just a highly traumatizing situation.
Yeah.
And I did work with, I'm not going to get into any specifics, but I did counsel people who were at that location that night. And it's just gnarly. Because even if you weren't in Theater 9, there were people shot in the theater next door because the bullets went through. When you're using that big of a gun, the bullets went through into the next theater and hit people and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just was a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say briefly is law enforcement, because we're both, I think, appropriately skeptical in some of these cases of how law enforcement does things. I have never seen a response like this. It was so genius. I mean, these police went in, and not only did they go in so bravely and pull people out, they didn't wait for ambulances. They did not follow protocol. They didn't. This wasn't a situation where, they got their wires crossed and people were doing all different things. They were taking victims and putting them in cop cars and taking them to the hospital because they couldn't get the paramedics in close enough because of the danger. Because they didn't know how many, who, where. And it took them a minute, like you said, to figure out who this was. And he's just like chilling outside the theater.
Yeah.
But law enforcement and the firefighters, of course, but law enforcement really took the saving of these people into their own hands, not just in disarming the shooter, but in transporting victims. And they saved so many lives.
Oh, so many.
Doing that.
Yep.
It did also traumatize an entire police department.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it left a mark on that entire police department. I've worked with some of those officers as well. And it just was a really, really challenging thing.
Well, I saw some hard stuff. I mean, we'll probably get into this. I don't know what you have, but I have some of a teeny bit of information about some of the victims, some of the things, some of the silver lining that's come from this situation, so we'll get into that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this insanity plea.
Yes,
shall
please.
we? Okay, I got you. I got you on all the trauma, childhood, all the things. So the interesting things about James Holmes is he was studying neuroscience.
Yep.
Right? Which is it's giving...
Was he in a master's program?
Doctorate.
Okay. Was his undergrad psychology? I'm pretty sure it was.
Probably.
I think it was.
Yeah, he was fascinated with this.
Loved
and I'll talk about why. But what's so interesting to me about him in particular is he was trying to figure himself out. He's that classic example of someone who, some of us go on to become therapists because we're literally the therapists in our friend group. We love to talk to people, and it's kind of that simple to a degree. Some people really go into this field to figure themselves out. That was him. That really is why he went into this field in the first place. So, couple of things that I gathered from really his notebook. So I read his entire notebook.
Yeah.
Really dug into it. It's fascinating. It's like 36 pages that's all related to the shooting.
Yeah.
And it's all of his preparation. So there's very weird things in there. A lot of nihilist views, a lot of everything's meaningless, all of that. Then there's some weird, and this is where I think some of the schizophrenia pieces start to come in.
Yeah.
Like how much is a human life worth? How do you determine that worth? But like in math, it'd be like +1, -1, like weird,
interesting
math equation type stuff that doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say too, when I mentioned his age, he's at that ripe age for men.
Yeah.
For men where the schizophrenia is starting to show itself.
Yeah. The onset of symptoms is in young adulthood.
Yep.
Typically.
Specifically men.
Yep. That's right. And also, by the way, if you're a pot smoker and you have schizophrenia in your history, which we've tried to tell you before, we're going to say it again. Knock it off with the weed. You're going to bring on some schizophrenia.
Yeah.
You're going to be in high in ways you never imagined. Don't do it.
And it makes, honestly, it makes it so much worse.
Well, people don't know that. And especially in Colorado, I don't know if that's true for him. I don't know if he was using marijuana.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But I try to get that word out as much as possible because we've seen that happen.
For sure.
So James Holmes, when he was a little boy, wrote in his notebooks, but also in some documentation that he sent to the psychiatrist, because he sent this notebook to them. Then he also submitted writings during the court process. So this is kind of all of it together. I don't need to go through every single little thing. So I'm just going to give you kind of the overall picture. Ever since James Holmes was a small boy, his sleep was haunted by night terrors in which nail ghosts hammered on the walls. And he had shadows, quote unquote shadows and flickerings at the edge of his vision.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yes. And it would kind of go between waking and dreaming.
Mm.
And so there was kind of an early understanding as a child that he was broken.
Mm.
He was broken. And he knew that from a really, really young age. So imagine you're trying to play with your friends and let alone have a sleepover, which you probably never did or
And
probably
you,
had
see
very few.
shadows.
And you're seeing stuff. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
You ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah, I only watched the first season.
I imagine schizophrenia feels a little bit like that when things start happening and it's like, is this really like what is going on? And it's typically visual disturbances. And this is giving a little bit of Kohberger as well when he had the visual snow and some of the vision stuff going on. There's a little bit of that. Kohberger, however, didn't have the hallucinations and the psychosis that went along with it. Holmes absolutely had some of that going on.
He did.
Now, this is the part you probably don't know.
Okay.
He had a penis problem.
Oh, no.
We know this is bad. We've talked about penis
ED?
problems before. No, not ED.
Okay.
But he had an injury. You know when while you were sleeping, the guy talks about how he got injured because he was playing basketball and somebody had a pencil in their pocket and he like lost a testicle over this. That's what I thought when I was outlining.
Okay.
Apologies. He hurt himself somehow as a child, and it was an injury to his penis specifically, which started a huge fixation on just his body.
Okay.
It was a source of shame. It was something that reinforced, right, that he's broken. Something's wrong with him. His vision's screwed up. He has night terrors. Then he injures himself. He doesn't look like everybody else, right? First suicidal act, age 11. He tried to cut his wrist with a piece of cardboard.
Okay.
Obviously, this was a parasuicidal gesture.
Yeah.
Parasuicidal means the intent is not to die,
Yeah.
but they're testing something out or they're trying to communicate something. He said the reason for this was feeling invisible and unheard. So then his parents moved when he was 12 from Castroville to San Diego in California, right when he entered middle school.
Okay.
Parents' moves are inevitable, but if you cannot move your child in middle school, that would help a lot. Yeah, middle school's hard enough, let alone when you're the new kid.
Yeah.
So at that point, he becomes withdrawn. He slides into depression. His friends vanished. The family was trying to do counseling. That kind of stalled out. And he really got into video games and solitary rumination. And this is when the homicidal thoughts really kicked up.
Okay.
He had homicidal thoughts from the age of 10 to 14. He told evaluators with the courts, I was just 10 when I first started thinking about killing people. Initially, those thoughts would really bother him, and it was typically people who just annoyed him. Then he had daily intrusive thoughts of hurting people physically. Around that same time, he's really struggling with kind of this internal tug of war where he is trying to sort of be his real self, but also his biological self. So he's in his body, but his mind's doing all of this dissociative, fragmented stuff. And so he really is feeling pretty untethered.
Yeah.
Right? The other thing that's really important to know about James Holmes, both of his grandfathers had serious psychotic disorders, and he had an aunt with schizoaffective disorder.
Okay. So this ran in the family.
It runs in the family. This was not... We've talked about cases where this is just like a plea.
Yeah.
He comes by this pretty naturally.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they argued about in court was that he was blessed and cursed by his genetics, meaning he was highly intelligent. He was very aware of things, clearly was in a very competitive program, although he was struggling in that program.
Yeah.
Close to dropping out of that program.
Yeah.
But
you can't experience what he's experiencing and be successful without some level of intervention, medication.
That's right.
All of that.
That's right. So because of the strong familial predisposition to psychosis, As he started to encounter more and more stressors and his homicidal ideations going through the roof, including this quote unquote life capital theory, value of a life, what's valuable, more or less.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not clear enough in his notebooks. I've heard a lot of people try to say what that is. It's not definitive in the
No,
notebook.
he
It's
didn't know
too
what he
hard
was
to
writing.
determine.
Yeah.
Right. But people say, and there were pages of why. He just wrote with a question mark, why. Holmes's worldview, as these things were spiraling leading up to the shooting, he really started to see himself as an alien. His identity was split. He was unrecoverable. And the Aurora massacre really was his last escape. Nothing else was working. Therapy didn't work. His neuroscience study, self-harm, nothing worked.
Well, not therapist, when got put through the ringer.
So he had a psychiatrist at the time. And he was working with a psychiatrist, and he was actually being very honest.
Well, and the
with the
psychiatrist wasn't just someone who prescribed him medication. He saw her as a therapist as well.
He saw her as a therapist.
Yeah.
And he was sharing with her
Yep.
what he was thinking and feeling. She knew he was homicidal. She actually took the step to notify the school.
Okay.
So this is a really important thing, and jump in now.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, she did take a step. What people don't understand, I felt so bad for her when this happened, because I was out of grad school, licensed therapist, but still somewhat new. I mean, I wasn't as seasoned as I am now. And I just remember feeling terrified that someone would come into my office and share something like that with me.
Yes.
What people don't understand is therapists have no recourse. They really don't. We have very few things that we absolutely report. Homicidal ideation is not one of them. We have a duty to warn if there's a specific target, means, intent. I can literally call that person on the phone and say, run like hell, he's coming. Right. I can do that.
Yep.
But you can't just notify law enforcement and say, hey, this person is saying some shady stuff.
Yep.
You also can't break confidentiality about past crime.
Nope.
So that means I could have killed somebody yesterday. I come in and tell my therapist, and it's not reportable. Now, if it's against a child, that's different. Harm to children's a different thing.
Very different.
Right. But just generally speaking, we're pretty limited. So when James Holmes was working with Dr. Lynn Fenton, and he's telling her all of these things, and she's looking at some of his writing, her hands were tied. She absolutely tried. She tried.
Yeah.
Right before he did this, literally the day of the shooting.
This would be the part that would haunt me.
This is a heartbreaking part. And I don't know for sure that he tried to contact her. I've heard that
I think
for years.
he did.
I couldn't find proof of that, but I've heard that for years.
Yeah.
He called a crisis line. That for sure happened. Right before. I mean, we're talking in the hours leading up to.
Crying for help.
Yes, crying for help. He wanted someone to talk him out of this. I just believe that. He wanted someone to talk him out of it.
I agree with that.
Then he sent his notebook and all of his information to the psychiatrist. I actually think he still wanted to be understood.
Yes, he did. Well, and I think the tough part for her, right, is all this happened close to midnight.
Yes.
It was late at night. So
yes,
the psychiatrist caught a lot of flack for this. But like, think about it. This is why a lot of therapists don't give their personal phone number to clients. They give them their work number with the caveat of, if I don't answer and this is an emergency, call a helpline, call 911, whatever. Right. So she did, from what I know, she did everything she could.
She did everything within Colorado law.
Yes.
That she could do.
Yes.
So when he mailed, hours before the shooting, he mailed the detailed notebook to her, called the crisis line, right? He, I believe, still just wanted to be understood.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's interesting, and I want to know what you think about this, Nat. Even though he pled insanity, which we're going to get to in a second, insanity versus premeditation, and can it be both? So we'll talk about that. But I actually think in a weird way, he wanted to change the system.
How so?
So, as a result of specifically this incident and a few other incidents, in Colorado, we now have the extreme risk protection order. So, it's a red flag law designed to remove firearms from individuals who pose a significant and imminent threat to themselves or others. That law took place January 1st, 2020. Now, this was a sigh of relief for therapists. For me, oh my gosh, I can do something.
Yeah.
I can do a lot more. And now it could be an institution.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a more general threat. It doesn't have to be quite as specific. Problem is nobody used it.
Yeah.
Because who wants to be the first therapist to take away somebody's guns? Right? Because that's what this does. Put somebody on an emergency restraining order. And they have no hearing about it, nothing. It's immediate for 14 days.
Yep.
Nobody wanted to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big risk. It's a big risk to get grieved.
Oh.
To get,
Let's piss off this person who's saying he wants to kill everybody. That sounds great.
Yep.
And hope it goes through with the courts.
Yep.
I think it's a huge step in the right direction, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you have this first hearing, right? In theory, if you do this, and that lasts 14 days, it's issued without notice. And all you have to have is preponderance of the evidence. It's not without any reasonable doubt. So it's not like a court case like that. It's preponderance of the evidence, which means I'm 51% sure this could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Then those firearms are removed for 14 days. After that 14 days, they have a final emergency protection order, extreme risk protection order, that lasts up to 364 days.
Okay.
And then you have to prove to a clear and convincing standard. I don't know what the percentage is on that, but a clear and convincing standard. And the renewal is possible before the expiration of that. So then you're on kind of a year to year, how are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? The people who can file this are law enforcement, family members. So if you're listening to this and you're really worried about something or you know something, you can take action. And then licensed professionals. This was added in April of 2023.
Okay.
Licensed health professionals. So mental health providers, healthcare providers, educators.
Yeah.
Schools, teachers, school counselors, that kind of thing. And district attorneys. The reason that matters so much is because with the Club Q shooting and some of these other shootings that happen, no one was using this thing that we have. We literally have this at our disposal. Now people are starting to use it.
Yeah. Well, it came out in 2020, you said, right?
2020.
Yeah.
But in 2023, they did the additions.
Right.
That have made it more clear and easier to use.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a step in the right direction.
Yes.
For sure. But for Holmes, when it comes to, and this is the last bit I have on his psychology, when it comes to his psychology, I think it's clear he has a psychotic disorder. I don't think anyone's disputing that.
Agreed. Yeah. The
big debate in court was, can you be this sick and still have premeditated murder?
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, obviously.
I mean, it would sure appear that that's possible.
Well, yeah, I shouldn't say obviously.
But you can see the debate.
Yes. It's hard. My brain keeps going back to Columbine. Right. And they died before they went to court, obviously. So, but I sit there and think, I pray that I never have to experience thoughts like that or hallucinations or any type of psychosis. And I pray that no one in my immediate life ever has to go through that. So I can't sit here and say like that him trying to plead with insanity was fair or not fair for him. But he called people before it happened. He tried to reach out for help. So on one hand, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, what a bummer. He tried to reach out. Nothing happened. So he did the thing. He knew what was right and wrong. Right? He knew what was right and wrong because he did try to reach out. He knew what he was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
So to me, and I didn't, it's been a long time since I've looked at like how the trial actually went, like the nitty gritty details. To me, that would make the insanity plea really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? To justify, because you knew what you were doing. You made some calls that showed that you knew exactly what you were about to do and that you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, because somebody might talk you out of it.
Yep.
It was so interesting to listen to the DA because unlike in other cases we've covered, not only did law enforcement respond in a heroic way, the DA, first of all, he's a total badass. We'll post his name. I don't have it right in front of me. He is a badass.
Yeah.
If I could have him on the podcast, I would. They utilized FBI resources immediately. So they didn't do the thing where it's like, we're going to have a pissing match over jurisdiction.
Right. Oh my gosh.
They're like bringing the FBI. The FBI built a 2-scale model, like a smaller model, but literally to the scale of the actual theater.
Yeah.
Like overnight.
Wow.
Like the resources the FBI can bring.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
And the DA talked about that. Like we tagged in the FBI and they were incredibly helpful. When it comes to how he thinks, his journal is so telling because there's this really psychotic stuff and in and out of what's life and is life worth living and this nihilist stuff. Then it goes right into comparing the different theaters, the different theaters, but also even the different specific theaters in that complex.
Like looking at what are the barriers, what's
what are
going to
the
be
best ones
Yeah.
for maximum impact.
Yeah.
And then he killed people up close and personal.
Yeah.
But he picked the theater he picked for
There's
a reason.
premeditation.
Complete and total premeditation.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, and this is a little bit of a shout out to somebody that I know, but I'm not going to say their name. I was in a court hearing one time with someone who was engaged in some negative domestic violence, power and control kind of behaviors.
Okay.
And what ended up being kind of decided was that this person was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
So the question was, can you be stupid and also have power and control? Now, I would say yes.
Obviously.
Some people would say you can be too stupid to have power and control behaviors, which is really interesting. Obviously, I'm missing a lot of clinical jargon, but that's it in a nutshell.
Right.
This case really brought to the forefront, can you be sick and still a premeditated murderer?
Yeah.
And the truth is yes.
Yes, you can.
You can have some level of insanity, but still be sane enough to plan a horrific act.
Yes.
And be held accountable.
And know that it's a horrific act.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so that's kind of what I have on his psychology.
Yeah, not kind of. I mean, you full send.
Full send.
You
Well,
full
and
send that.
we can go into the weeds always more,
Yes.
but I think that just gives you a picture.
Yeah, yeah. I think that gives a really good picture of what was going on for him and in his head, and why the insanity plea didn't stick for him.
Well, and I can have empathy for him as a human being. I really can, actually, in this case. Also knowing full well that he, in cold blood, up close and personal,
Yes.
killed a bunch and injured a bunch of innocent people.
Yes. I agree with that. I have empathy for, I call it his tortured brain, right? A tortured brain.
Oh, yeah.
I have empathy for that fact. However, he deserves everything he got, in my opinion. His whole sentencing, I think he deserved.
I agree.
The victims to this awful, awful, awful evening, awful night, like I said before, 12 people were killed. What breaks my heart, and it breaks my heart just as much now as it ever has before, but when kids are killed, it kills me. It just kills me. So there was a 6-year-old girl who died.
One of the victims was a woman who had survived a mall shooting.
Yes.
You probably already have this, but...
No, I don't, but I remember that. I have very little on it. I have just bullet points.
There was this incredible woman, independent. I think she was an aspiring sports reporter or television, something or another. But she had been involved in a mall shooting, had survived that up in Canada, like not that long before this.
Yes, I do remember reading that. And there was, I think, a dad who was a body shield, who ended up dying.
Yeah, saved his kids, saved his daughters, and several men
Yeah.
saved their partners.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
several.
Yep. Yep.
Also, the veterans, there were a few military veterans
Yeah.
in attendance, and they did what they typically do in these situations, which is show up in all kinds of
Yeah.
heroic ways.
Yeah.
And they sure did in
Yeah.
this case.
Yeah. What's really interesting, and, you know, again, silver lining in this whole thing is survivors and families formed an advocacy group for gun control and mental health reform after this happened. Which is, I mean, gun control is always a fight.
Always.
Mental health reform is a big deal.
Well, and I think, this is going to get into political stuff. Maybe I shouldn't, but I think it's reasonable to have mental health red flags. If we're going to have the extreme risk protection order.
Yes.
I don't think it's unreasonable. I understand that we need privacy and everything else. But what we know about domestic violence is if you're severely suicidal, you're likely also homicidal.
Yep.
And we know that when people are homicidal, if you give them the means, you're halfway there.
Yes.
So I think it's incredibly reasonable to have some kind of a red flag list in terms of owning a firearm.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And how we would get there would be so difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
With
and also,
HIPAA and confidentiality.
Will people then tell us, and where do we store this information?
Exactly. I mean, people already lie to us all the time because they don't want to be hospitalized.
How much is too much? I mean, yes. But in theory, in a perfect world, that would be the deal.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have a ton about specific victims. The 6-year-old girl is the one that stuck out to me, probably because I have my little girl now. Just kills me.
Doesn't it change things?
Yes.
It changes how we see the
we were in a
world.
training today, and I'm not going to say everything I said because it's probably not appropriate, but we were in a training today, and they told us some stuff, and I can't tell you. There's not much I wouldn't do for that little one.
Well, I think
there's nothing I wouldn't do.
I think it's a different gravity when these things happen when you have a little person. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's super sad. But like I said, I mean, the fact that there's a lot of advocacy for change around some of these things is really huge. And obviously there continues to be advocacy for that.
Yeah.
I think mental health awareness now is better than it's ever been.
Yes.
And, you know.
And the stigma is getting reduced all the time.
Yeah.
Even among our male clients. So they're more likely to tell me now than they were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
What's going on with them, which is progress.
Well, and I think it's showing that people want to be helped.
Yes.
Instead of hiding behind it, they want to be helped, and they don't want to actually do the things that they think of, or, you know, their third persona. We'll have to do a whole podcast episode on personas.
Yo, the notes we've been taking,
Oh,
the people we've been connecting with. We're going to have some incredible guests.
Yes.
There is so much coming our way. I think we'll do a mini on the
personas.
Listener questions.
Oh, okay.
Because you guys have been begging for this case. So we have a list of questions that you wanted us to go over.
Yep.
And Garrett's going to help us with that. Maybe we'll drop that this weekend or next week sometime, so you can actually get some of your questions answered.
Yeah.
That we maybe didn't get to today.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
But we just appreciate you guys listening. We're going to have some good deals on merch that coincides with the conference. We're getting to meet a lot of our forensic besties and see some of our old buddies up here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've been having a good time so far. Day one.
I mean, really.
Day one.
I
We're just
started
getting into
yesterday.
it.
Today's the first day of conference. It's been really incredible. And if you guys could see the hundreds of people, I mean, I think it's upwards of 600 or 700 this year. I don't know exactly. And that's just the folks in person, not even online. The amount of work that goes into making our communities safer, I hope that's an encouragement to you guys. I wish you could see it.
Yes.
Wonderful people who care so much on all sides of these issues. It's really inspiring.
It is. Well, thanks for bringing the psychology part to this.
Thanks for bringing the case. Oh, and if you guys want to add some more questions for us to cover, please feel free to DM us. Also, still, if you have cases, DM us, because the next few we have in our lineup are ones people have sent us to look into.
Yeah. And also follow us on all the socials.
Please follow us.
Guys.
We're trying to not be annoying. But we really do want to build up a community of you guys who listen. It's super helpful for us.
Yes.
And we're putting a lot into this for you. And we want to know who's hearing it.
Yes. And here's the thing. Our ultimate goal is prevention.
That's right.
And so the only way that we can create prevention in crime and I mean, obviously we're domestic violence therapists, domestic violence perpetrator therapists, but our goal is to prevent a lot of things. Our goal is to bring awareness. And so the way that we do that is by sharing these stories, sharing our thoughts, and then you guys also engaging and sharing with your friends that you listen to us. And so follow us, tell your friends about us.
Help us help you. We're trying to keep our babies safe and your babies safe.
Please.
We will see you guys next week. And as always,
bye, forensic friends.
I'm Janine.
And I'm Nat.
And as always, thanks for listening and join us next week for more crime, psychology, and heart.